So in last lecture I was telling you about the synthesis of alkanes. So next method of synthesis of alkane is the Wurtz reaction. Wurtz reaction means when two molecule of alkyl halide, this Rx is alkyl halide and this is same Rx, then two molecules of alkyl halide react with two atoms of sodium in dry ether. Two atoms of sodium in dry ether. A higher alkane is obtained. This is called Wurtz reaction. So this is alkane formed plus 2NaX. If X is chlorine, then there will be two molecules of sodium chloride will be formed. So what is happening here in Wurtz reaction? Two molecule of alkyl halide, that is alkyl means R, halide means X. Two molecules of alkyl halide, one molecule and second molecule are reacting with two atoms of sodium in dry ether to form the alkane plus two molecules of sodium and its corresponding halogen atom. So if we will take example that, for example, methyl chloride CH3Cl is reacting with two molecule of methyl chloride are reacting with two atoms of sodium in dry ether. This dry ether, it will result in the formation of higher alkane, that is ethane, plus two molecule of sodium chloride NaCl. So it is not necessary that you always write in this manner. You can write it as two molecule of methyl chloride are reacting with two atoms of sodium in the presence of dry ether to form the higher alkane CH3 plus two molecule of sodium chloride. So you can write this reaction for any of the alkyl halide to form the corresponding alkane. So this method help in the creating a new carbon-carbon bond. This carbon-carbon bond is formed, that is CH3 and this CH3. You can write it here for better representation. You can write this ethane, molecule of ethane, as like this. So this method help in the creating a new carbon-carbon bond. So it can be used in preparing compounds having larger number of carbon atoms from the compound containing smaller number of carbon atoms. This reaction is used to increase the length of carbon chain. So this method is used to for to increase the length of carbon chain. So there are some limitation of this reaction. First limitation is this reaction is not suitable for the preparation of unsymmetrical alkanes, because when we take mixture of two alkyl halides, mixture of products are formed. Unsymmetrical alkanes means this is a symmetrical alkane because it can be divided into two equal parts. This is same ethane molecule, and this is also a symmetrical alkane. And this and if we will take different alkyl halides, for example methyl chloride plus ethyl chloride plus two atoms of sodium, it will react in the formation of mixture of products, different products. For example, when this methyl chloride is reacting with the ethyl chloride in the presence of two atoms of sodium in the presence of dry ether, it results in the formation of this compound, which is propane. This is propane plus this salt. But there are few side reactions during this reaction. First side reaction is the when we will take in abundance this methyl chloride and ethyl chloride, there are many molecules of methyl chloride and they will react among themselves in the presence of sodium. and will result in the formation of ethane. And further, there are I already told you there are many molecules of ethyl chloride also there, and they will also react among themselves to form the different product. So if you will take different alkyl halides in the presence of sodium, so there will be many side products. So this reaction is efficient only when similar kind of alkyl halides are taken. So, thus in the preparation of propane, ethane and butane are also formed as the side product. This is the ethane, and similarly when you will write the two molecules of this ethyl chloride here, first molecule and second molecule, in the presence of two atoms of sodium, that will result in the formation of butane, this butane. So there will be side products. There will not only be formation of propane, but ethane and butane will also be formed in case of this methyl and ethyl chloride mixture. But when we take a single kind of alkyl halide, the product is also of single kind. So next is the mechanism of Wurtz reaction. So two probable mechanisms are suggested for this reaction. First is the ionic mechanism through intermediate formation. So for the ionic mechanism, there is, suppose this is the alkyl halide RX and alkyl group and halide group, and you already know that halogen has higher electronegativity as compared to carbon. For example, this is the bond CH3Cl I am writing here, and electronegativity of carbon is lower than of chlorine, so there will be a negative charge on chlorine as compared to positive charge on carbon due to low electronegativity of carbon. And it will react with the sodium is a electropositive metal, so two atoms of sodium will react with this halide and will result in the formation of R negative and Na positive plus NaX. X is the halogen atom. So basically opposite charges are attracting each other. The chloride anion is reacting with the electropositive metal sodium, which is resulting in the formation of this NaX, and one sodium atom is going to this carbocation, that is alkyl carbocation, and resulting in the formation of this salt. And further, this carbonium anion from this salt is getting reacted with the second molecule of alkyl halide to form the alkane plus X negative. This X negative is get separated from this alkyl halide, and this X negative plus this sodium cation from which this carbonium anion get dissociated here in second step, both of them forms the salt by combining between themselves. So this is the first mechanism, that is ionic mechanism through intermediate formation. And second mechanism is free radical mechanism. In free radical mechanism, you first of all you must remember that earlier I told you that the free radicals are the odd ion species. They have a unpaired electron. So when alkyl halide comes, it reacts with the sodium having an odd electron. This bond gets broken to form the free radical, and these free radicals are formed in which alkyl free radical get dissociated, and this halogen with this odd electron get reacts with the sodium and result in the formation of this salt. And this free radical in next step again a free radical is formed, and both this free radical combines to form the alkane. So this is the resultant product. So there are two mechanisms. First is the ionic mechanism and second is the free radical mechanism. So this is the Wurtz reaction. Next is the Kolb's electrolysis reaction. So in Kolb's electrolysis reaction, the electrolysis of concentrated aqueous solution of sodium or potassium salt of saturated carboxylic acid yields alkane. So electrolysis of this carboxylate salt result in the formation of alkane plus 2 molecule of NaOH plus 2 molecule of carbon dioxide plus liberation of hydrogen gas. So this is the Kolb's electrolysis reaction. Basically this is the electrolysis of concentrated aqueous solution of sodium or potassium salt of saturated carboxylic acids. For example, if there is a sodium acetate, that is this compound CH3COO O negative plus Na positive. When this salt is electrolyzed, aqueous solution of this salt is electrolysis, it results in the formation of corresponding alkane. Alkane means this part, alkyl part of carboxylic group reacts to form the corresponding alkane, and this alkane is ethane plus 2 NaOH. Other products of the reaction are same as written in this abbreviated reaction. So this is the alkane. For example, if there is the 2 molecule of this carboxylate salt, and for example if there is not this methyl group, there is a ethyl group, so product will be this CH3 CH2 CH2 CH3 plus 2 NaOH plus 2 CO2 plus H2. So this is the Kolb's electrolysis reaction. Further, for the mechanism, to understand the mechanism, first of all let's write the salt which is to be electrolyzed. That is RCOONA. This salt is first of all electrolyzed. Let me write here electrolysis. So this salt undergo electrolysis and result in the formation of carboxylate anion. 2 molecule of this sodium salt of carboxylic acid undergo electrolysis to form the 2 molecules of carboxylate anion plus 2 Na positive. Further, 2 molecules of water also get electrolyzed to form the 2 protons plus 2 OH negative. So the metal ion moves to cathode where it gains an electron forming metal ion which react with water to form the hydroxide and hydrogen gas is liberated. So in next step at cathode, what happens at cathode? At cathode there is always reduction. Reduction means gain of electrons. So this is the basic definition of reduction. Reduction, that is reduction means the gain of electron. So this sodium ion, 2 sodium ion gains 2 electron and gets converted to sodium atom, and these 2 sodium atoms reacts with the 2 molecules of water to form 2 sodium hydroxide plus hydrogen gas. What happens at anode? At anode there is always oxidation. Oxidation is opposite to the reaction. It means opposite to the reduction. It means oxidation means the loss of electrons. So at anode two carboxylate anions reacts to lose the electron, that is two electrons are lost. This minus sign indicates the loss of electron. And further there is cleavage of the bond, which results in the formation of, here note that head of the arrow is half-headed arrow, means this kind of arrow. This is fully headed arrow, this arrow is fully headed arrow, and this is the half-headed arrow. So I am writing here half-headed arrow. It means one electron is coming to this alkyl group and other half-headed arrow, that means one electron is going to this carbon. So it results in the formation of two alkyl free radical plus two molecules of the carbon dioxide. So see here, two molecules of sodium hydroxide are formed, hydrogen gas is liberated, and further two molecules of carbon dioxide are also formed, and these two alkyl free radicals come together. These two alkyl free radical means one alkyl radical plus second alkyl radical, both of them come together to form the corresponding alkane. So this is the alkane is the formed, and this is called coupling. So let me repeat again. This is the Kolb's electrolysis reaction. Kolb's electrolysis reaction means electrolysis of concentrated aqueous solution of sodium or potassium salt of saturated carboxylic acids to yield alkane. So electrolysis of this concentrated aqueous solution. Aqueous means water is present in this solution, and sodium or potassium salt of saturated carboxylic acid is also present here. So this reaction undergoes as this aqueous solution is when electrolyzed, it results in the formation of the alkane. So two molecules of this salt result in the formation of this higher alkane. So and two molecules of sodium hydroxide, two molecules of carbon dioxide, and one molecule of hydrogen is also formed. And further, for example, if there is sodium acetate, this sodium acetate, aqueous sodium acetate, when electrolyzed, it result in the formation of ethane plus NaOH plus CO2 plus H2 gas. And this is the mechanism of this reaction. First of all, when salt is electrolyzed, it result in the formation of carboxylate anion plus two sodium positive cations. And further, when water is hydrolyzed, it result in the formation of two protons plus two hydroxyl anions. And these further, when further detail of this reaction goes as, at cathode there is a reduction means the gain of electrons. So the sodium cation formed gains two electrons to form the sodium atoms, and these two sodium atoms combine with the water to form the two sodium hydroxide plus hydrogen gas. And at anode there is oxidation, there is always oxidation. Oxidation means the loss of electron, as reduction and oxidation are opposite to each other. And there is a carboxylate anion, it loses two electrons to undergo this reaction, which result in the formation of this alkane.